Hi, welcome to Wolfen 4966. I'm your host. My name is John. I go by John R. I go by many names. Arsh, Hole, um, Richard Deed. But anyways, um, life is life, and people call you names, and or they do whatever they want to do. You can't do nothing about it. But you start a channel, you start getting people. You're happy to get people. I mean, you're happy to get content. You're happy. I came into this. I'm like, good Lord, what am I gonna do for content? And my plan really wasn't to be a talking head, or looking at the camera and saying, hey, I'm John. Just subscribe to me. Well, I'll say that. Subscribe to me. Like, share, comment, whatever you want to do. I'm happy no matter what. We all have our share of problems. The thing that's going on with me is I had this K1 plan all in full force, power, right? Power on, and had this thing all worked out. I thought it just took longer than I thought it was. There's a oh well, people that think oh well, it only takes 3 to 4 months. Well, every Filipino thinks that too. But what people don't understand is you got to get the paperwork up done before you start your K1. Yes, once you file for your K1, it takes them 3 to 4 months. But here's the deal: you got a questionnaire you got to fill out. You got to get proof of meeting. You got to get show your plane tickets, passport, birth certificate, proof of income. Good Lord, what else? Oh yeah, I had to send her via 45 to 60 day mail a intent to marry and a 2x2 photo, a 2x2, God, come on now, a 2x2 passport size photo of her, and then I got to do the same for myself, and then I got to sign an intent letter, and then I got to say, okay, well, here's how much I make a month, a year. Here's my tax records. Here's the size of my underwear. My t-shirts are XX large. Got a little rash that I had about 2 months ago. So forth and so forth. It sounds ridiculous. It really does. But everything but the shirt size, underwear size, and the rash, and that's a true fact. That's a true fact to getting facts together to file. And that's before you even put in the paperwork. They want to know her background. They want to know your background. They want to know your work record. They want to know her work record. All the places she's lived in the last 10 years, even if she lived at home and, whatever. And then everywhere I lived for the last 10 years, of course, we know I didn't live at home. I mean, some of this stuff goes all the way back to military. You mentioned military, and they say, okay, where you serve, and what you serve, and what was your classification, what was your MOS. I was like, good Lord, man, I'm gonna get a freaking headache from all this. Anyways, I know what I know what Brian's going through, and some of the guys that are filing K1s and all that, and it's not easy, folks. And for some of us, it's even worse. If you were in the military and you served in the communist country, there's a different set of paperwork. If you were stationed in the military and you served in a Muslim state or a state that was known for heavy terrorism, you got to pile of paperwork for that. And then you got the Philippine paperwork, which is come up with proof of marriage, proof of divorce. Well, in my case, it wasn't divorce; it's widowership. Come up with show your USD United States military ID. Show your American ID. Good Lord, man, it'd give you a headache, man. You just want to put your gun in your hand and say, "Well, here." But of course, that's counterproductive, anyways. But I'm at the point where I'm waiting for her paperwork to come to me, and she wants to know why it took 2 years to get to this point when all her friends have told her it should only take 3 to 4 months. No, it's 3 to 4 months to file. I haven't even filed yet. I mean, I petitioned, 2 petitions, 3 petitions, and finally I got all the paperwork, and they said, well, okay, uh, can you do this before your 2 year mark of the last time you met her? I'm sure hell was going to try, or was going to, but it's like, dang, sometimes my hands are tired and tied, and she's tired of waiting. She's been waiting 2 years, almost 2 years since we met. Let's see, September 25th or 26th is the date that we started when it was the end of our meeting of 2 years ago, which is 2017. And they just dragged her butt. I already paid the K1 visa. I already paid everything. I paid for everything. It's just the paperwork. It's just the paperwork. And now she's going to Qatar. She don't know it, but she's causing us more complications. We're going to have to start this process all over again, except for it's going to take at least 6 months longer because she's got to get security clearance from Qatar. She's got to get her work record from Qatar. She's got to get a passport of exit from Qatar. She's got to get clearance that she doesn't owe anything in Qatar, and she didn't get married in Qatar. She didn't have anybody in Qatar that can claim her, so forth. And I really don't appreciate that. And it's not due to her being a stupid woman. She's a very smart woman. She's very educated. But there's just some things that she's naive about. She's 28 and I'm 53. I've been through the ringer, folks. I've been through the ringer. I mean, I've served my country 13 years. Then they forced me out for a medical due to excessive injuries. And that means you get blown up, you get shot, you get asthma, you get broken bones, and so forth. That's considered inviolable injuries, which means you usually get about 3 of those. You get 3 of those, and they send you out. There's some people that they don't send out. Me, it got to a point where I stopped being able to max my PT and qualify. It got to where I was on every uh, um, board of SOGs, sergeants of guard, and you know getting other people in to be sergeants and other people in to be above that. So here I am. But this is life. This is just this part one, two, three, four, five, all the way up to infinity. Life is life. I love you all, man. I don't want to make this too long, and I'm going to go ahead and cut it off here, and we'll talk later. We will talk later. I love you. Stay cool. Stay real. Stay yourself. And always like, share, subscribe, and comment. Always comment.